Hello everyone, Krydex here. Welcome back to our Nullius playthrough. Whew, we have a lot to do. In our last episode, we really dug into the boxing and unboxing of things, and there's a lot to set up with fluids and priorities. Currently, I don't really know what my base is doing, but it seems like everything's working. Wind has died, but it looks like Stirling engines are able to keep up. Curious what the heat is like over here. Oh, these are still at 270. We got plenty of heat left. 280. I assume these are all pretty much the same. So, what's wrong with this? Oh gosh, those are rotated incorrectly. That'll do it. Okay. Well, I should fix that at some point. Can't rotate from this distance though, so guess we'll just have to deal with that. But yeah, that's a little bit more power I can get. I'll move another miner here. Oops. Okay. Still got plenty of iron. So I'm trying to remember, we listed a few things we still need to work on avoiding, like sludge, sand, mineral dust. We've got plenty of caustic solution, which is great. And then, trying to think, we are currently not able to get enough barrels. That's what the holdup is. And a barrel, for what it's worth, let's break it down. What is in a barrel? What defines a barrel? Specifically an empty barrel. Where is that? So one barrel has, no, not unboxing. A small tank, which has a medium tank too, which has plastic in it. Jeez. I don't remember which one of these I'm making. But if I make that one, that's a barrel. Oh, wait, no, we need medium tank. And I guess we should break down pipes, because I make them from steel. And probably break down iron pipes. So that's a barrel. So some steel sheet, some steel rod, a little bit of plastic and rubber, and tiny bit of iron. So really, we just need to up our barrel production, I think. Because I'm tired of not having enough barrels. So let's go fix this problem. Assuming we have enough steel, we should, which we do here. Should be able to fix this pretty easily. So, yeah, I'm checking for frame drops. No dropped frames so far. I still don't know what happened in the last episode. I think I maybe just needed to restart my router or something, because it was just really slow for some reason. It looks like we've caught up on sheets, probably because I added this in. And we also caught up on rods. So that means now barrel creation is limited by something else, which is a good problem, I guess. Now I feel like I added... Yeah, I added 2 more of these. Oh gosh. We don't need that many. Okay, so we have enough one-way valves for all of eternity. And so the main issue is small tank 1s. The issue with that is medium tank 2s. And the issue with those is... looks like medium tank 1s. And the issue with that is potentially just crafting speed. No, it's pipe 1s. Interesting. Where are pipe 1s being made? I don't even... It's been so long since I've even thought about pipe 1s. But just to kind of speed everything along here, I'm gonna add in... We're gonna do pipe 1s. Oh, I need a foundry for that. we go. Iron rods. And then let those build up a little bit. Then we've got another medium tanker. Then we've got another medium tank tour. Just not a word. That's fine. And then we'll do more barrels. Just to make sure. And that will be all the way full. So hopefully all of that put together should drastically improve the rate at which... Who knows what those used to be, but they're all random storage now. Okay. I think that should help, right? How many pipes does that make? 2.3? How much does one of these need? 3? Maybe I need a second one. Excuse me. Just to make sure we've got enough. That should be plenty. Ooh, I've got coffee. Oh, I didn't change the stream name. Whoops. Not Boxing Day. It is Monday, coffee, and Factorio, stream, and chill. That's such a descriptive title. Hopefully, though, this helps out. 0.25 of those per second. Should be a decent number of barrels per second. So, let's check our barrel production. Looks like it's going up, but we'll have to give it another minute or two. Oh, the small tanks. I need to do another one for small tanks. Small tank. One. There we go. And maybe, since that's a little faster, maybe one more for medium tank 2s. One more for the road. And even one more for medium tank 1s. Why not? What do I got to lose? Alright. All of that put together should pretty drastically increase my barrel production rate. In fact, maybe too much. 2.5 a second, that should get me there over the course of time. Now, how are we doing on concrete? 23,000. That's a pretty good number. I need like 80,000 though. But we'll get there. Okay, continuing on the boxed base. I believe I need a system that... So currently I am just voiding all... Like all chlorine is going here. But what if we needed to provide chlorine? So what I realized is these... the ones inserting in, which it's really hard to see the highlighting. It's this one. Oh, it highlights the building too, right? Okay. So out of the chest in the building. So these guys need to have a circuit condition where we only do this whole thing if chlorine itself, chlorine barrels themselves, are greater than, let's just say, 400 barrels is like the minimum. And so that way, we always have chlorine barrels in the network too, for when I need those. Because I realized after I made this, we were just putting all of our chlorine into this system. And what if I just need chlorine? Well, then we won't have it. So that should fix that behavior. And so now I need... So I've got a voiding list, and I also need a creation list, or a providing list. And on that list... how do I do the subtask thing again? There we go. I also don't like this empty space. What is up with that? Kind of annoying. I can't get rid of it. Anyway, on the creation list, we need compressed hydrogen because we want to be able to make sure we always have that. And same story. Actually, no, these can always be requesting because they're just... They need it. This is an ingredient they need to do the things we want to do. So those are fine. But because this ends up voiding chlorine, we want to make sure that we only void it if it's above a certain amount, which is currently going to be 400 barrels. And then this is doing what again? Oh yeah, just... We have behavior there. Compressed carbon dioxide barrels. Some free behavior there. Okay, continuing on with the base. Oh, we got our methane research done. Huzzah! And I think we are very close to the end of green science. We have one more yield, 2% yield research, a warehousing research, and then the actual physics apparatus itself. But now we can do this. And I didn't have another one, right? Let's look at graphite. Graphite box. Yeah, just a whole crap load of compressed methane. That's the one we want. And that'll do it. We're gonna change this recipe to compressed methane. And that alone, oh my gosh, can make 10 boxes of graphite per second. And can we put yield in that? We sure can. So that'll help save ourselves a little bit of methane. And we do want one of these little setups for the, what's it called? For the compressed hydrogen. Compressed hydrogen, barreling, fill, hydrogen compressing. Oh wait, it's already compressed hydrogen. Aha. So then we need another one that basically does the same thing. Just trying to think of how to move this. Maybe... I love the Dollies mod. Being able to move this stuff around is so handy. I feel like actually... Whoa. Washing machine is going crazy in the background. I feel like something like this is actually nice. And then the requester can be there. Ooh. Inventory. What we got going on here? Just a lot of random little extra doodads and doohickeys. It's like random stuff there. Helmod smart tool. Quotation cell. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. So that'll be the requester, and then the provider, sadly, can't fit. I don't think... Because there's no underground overflow pipe, so I don't really think get an extra square back anywhere in here. So we'll just have to actively provide here. With that one having some sort of circuit condition that something's less than 1,000. And in this case, it's going to be hydrogen, but we want to copy the blueprint for that. Put it in here. So this is called compressing and active providing. Well, I'll just call it active barreling. And this one is just active barreling. It's also worth noting it's a gas rather than a liquid, and we'll need to change the liquid blueprint of that. Okay, that should do it, I think. You're filling them. Yeah, okay. So then we just need compressed methane, unbarreling. It's these. Compressed methane it is. And that'll get me 50 per second. So it doesn't actually unbarrel any faster, which is kind of a bummer when you're doing compressed in terms of overall methane per second. It does use less barrels, which is nice. Helps the bot throughput. Feels like maybe it's worth putting the beacon here instead of over here. Help our unbarreling a little bit. I think I'll just do 2 for now. That feels like plenty, 136. We're not going to need more than that for a long time. And I think by the time we do, that is the compressed methane barrel. They look exactly like normal barrels. But we'll just throw a third on there just in case. Okay. That's set up, ready to go. What was this? Oh. I already set this whole thing up. That's hilarious. Oh, joke's on me. Apparently. The good news is we have a lot of barrels, I think. Where's empty barrel? There it is. We have 1,000 empty barrels, finally. So that means those things should be running smoothly, and we should be seeing, yes, sodium hydroxide. Oh, the 100 barrels actually isn't enough. Gotta up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers. Maybe 250 will be enough. I did not anticipate 100 barrels not being enough. I guess it uses 4 per second. That's only 25 seconds of barrels, to be fair. Okay, and chlorine. You create that as well for when we're out of chlorine. I'm guessing we won't need that very often, but I don't want to run out of things. Okay, sludge. Let's deal with sludge. Sludge is pretty easy. I think I'm actually going to do this like down here. Sludge is easy because we only have the desire to get rid of sludge when it's above a certain amount. So we literally can just do sludge, fresh water, and then void it. And am I doing something with wastewater again? Yeah, I think we're barreling wastewater up to 1,000. We're going to do the same active barreling, except we need this blueprint with liquids. Because, yeah. So with liquids, it's going to look like this. Yeah, I like having it there. Liquids, outfall. And then we have a provider, or the requester chest here with 100. Given how many barrels I have now, maybe I should start requesting more than 100, but I'll leave 100 as the default. Okay, so then this blueprint, without that recipe, is that facing the right way? Yes, it is. And then that's something less than 1,000. Perfect. So this is my liquid version. Active liquid barreling. Technically, a gas is a liquid, but I would say gas instead of active gas barreling. Or, no. sorry. A gas is a fluid, not a liquid. Gosh, I did take chemistry at some point, I promise. And this is wastewater barreling, fill wastewater barrel. So this is the kind of thing I want to set up, you know, in the places where I have extra stuff, just because, also, when you make a blueprint out of this, oh, you can do the water fill. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I need to change that. This way I'll just have more wastewater when I need it, which I will at some point. And this way I won't have to manually create as much, because there will be a decent amount of flow just coming in from the base. Okay, so active liquid, new contents. This is still not selected, right? Yeah. So I'm okay that this has a recipe selected, because then I can just switch it easily anyway. Where did wastewater go? So... right, this. Okay. Copy. We do want tiles. Although we want concrete tiles even more specifically. Should probably have reinforced concrete on a request. But I don't have enough, so I'll have to wait a second. While we do that, I will set up the unbarreling of sludge. Wait, this I can just do a well. So 300 fresh water gets me up to, whoa, 500. Each one of these is 2. Okay, I overbuilt this just a smidge. So these need speed, actually. Still can't do 600 sludge, which is what this can do. And 1400 wastewater. I doubt we'll get to that amount. Let's, just for sake of argument, my sludge production has been around 5,000 a minute, which divided by 60, 500 divided by 6, it's like 100 a second. So maybe this isn't crazy. I might need 2 of these, but let's remove this third one, and then I can just copy paste the whole thing. And each one of these needs 420, which is going to need quite a few wells. Yeah, like a lot of wells. Speed. So that can get me 450. I need more wells. How about this? How many is that? Pretty dang close. We'll call that. Here, if I do that. There, net rate 60. Okay. So this little setup, and then we got this setup, and I need some more reinforced concrete under it. Okay. And then we copy that. Perfect. Oh, it's beautiful. Save blueprint. Okay, and then in this particular case, we can move this a lot closer. It'll go up here, and then this will connect. Which means I need landfill on that one. And bingo. And then just to make sure we never have issues with getting rid of... Oh, this is the wrong blueprint. The wrong trousers. Name that reference. Can't build on... What? Oh, I needed to shift click. But then it doesn't put that. Interesting. So you need to like click it twice, I guess, with Waterfill. Okay. This should work. That needs to be selected for wastewater barrel. These need to set requests. And just because I will eventually need sludge for worms, we want these guys to only operate when wastewater is greater than 400. So that way we'll at least have some amount of wastewater stored up. And just to make sure this is future-proof, which is probably not entirely necessary, I'm just going to copy it and build it again. Just makes me feel more comfortable in the long run. Okay. And then we need the water fill piece. There we go. Okay. So that should be plenty of sludge management. Check. Okay, that's done. I know what we need on this list. Methane. So, now that we are capable of compressed methane production, let's look at how we can make massive amounts of methane. And I don't think I've gotten any new recipes. So we still can either use carbon monoxide and that whole route. Or sorry, carbon dioxide. Oh, I swear there are two main routes to make methane. Right? Not the pyrolysis, though. Those two are the big ones. Wasn't there two different ways to just make methane in the first place? I thought methane is made from carbon dioxide and hydrogen, or... Nope, that's it. I'm thinking of something else, clearly. That's the only way to directly make methane, which we will do. And we'll do the compressed version, of course, right here. Ooh, what the heck? Oh, yeah, okay, so there are new beacons, or at least the way beacons work is slightly different now. It looks like it doesn't change anything I've done so far. But we then get small beacon 3s. Okay, that's exactly the same. But then there's large beacons in Broadcasting 4. And large beacons transmit 2 module effect up to 12 tiles away, may not be placed within range of other large beacons, and reduces effect of small beacons within range. So I believe this is kind of a alternative way to build. We were talking about it on the Discord, and people... sounded like a lot of people were fans of how space exploration does beacons, which is just each beacon has a much bigger radius. Well, not the tier 1 beacons, but you get much larger beacons later, but you can only have one beacon affecting buildings. And it's just to prevent kind of this being the optimal way to build, essentially. Because this gets kind of boring, and, you know, it's still cool, but it's more interesting when you can just kind of place 1 or 2 beacons in a build rather than having to just do alternating rows. So I think that's what the large beacons work to prevent later. Now, compressed methane-wise, I have no idea how much I'm going to need in the long run. So let's just start with How much did I need for my graphite? Well, I mean, that's for 6 boxes, but I need 200 a second. So let's start with 200 a second, just to kind of see what that looks like. So we're for sure using yield. We are still on small beacon 2s as the default, with speed 1s as the default. And amount affecting 1, we'll just leave, honestly, we'll just leave that. 4 is about right. So this is a fairly heavily beaconed version, is all that I need to remember. And then we end up getting, or needing carbon dioxide, which, unless I'm missing something, compressed air. That's interesting. Air separation pressurized. Is that worth it? We are going to test 2 different forms of air separation. So we will need the decompressing version. Okay. So if I started with compressed air, or no, that's not what we want. Or it is, yeah. We have to just compress the air itself. Oh, that's a lot of priority compressors. So that's a lot of electricity that I'm using. Do I have a higher tier of air filter yet? I do not. That would be nice. You do get that fairly early on in physics science, but we're not there yet. So for now, all we can do is this. Air filter 2 with the speed module. Compress it all. Okay. Or you just compress the carbon dioxide from the air separation, which would look like this. And the difference is definitely cheaper on the power end and less buildings. However, our product is compressed residual gas and compressed nitrogen in this case. And priority turbines, which I believe I have unlocked, can be used to kind of get the power back, compressing the nitrogen, along with an overflow in case our wind is providing all the power we need. But I guess the question is, do I care about getting already compressed nitrogen and residual gas into the network? And let's just kind of make sure we know everything residual gas is used for. Argon and trace gas. And we actually need compressed argon in, I think, all the recipes that it's a part of. Right? Regular argon. Oh, that's strange. Why is this not the compressed recipe? So we do need regular argon in a lot of these rather than compressed, which is almost bothersome because then I'm going to need to decompress it. But then we also need compressed argon in lamp 2 boxes, Stirling engine 2s, and then this graphene recipe. Huh. Interesting. So that's kind of neither here nor there, I feel like, with the trace gas stuff. But what, or sorry, with the residual gas. But what about trace gas? that then we do need another science to get helium out of that. But do I want helium to be compressed? It looks like I might. There's quite a few recipes for that. Versus, well, there are some regular helium. Well, we'll just start compressed, honestly. Better throughput with barrels that way. I've got plenty of power. So, let's see, we'll ditch that version. Okay, and then we need an input of tons of compressed hydrogen. This is one where I think I'm going to make it on site rather than shipping in compressed hydrogen, because that just seems more reasonable. And water we would get from fresh water, which we'll get from wells. Definitely you just want speed in these. Now I actually want this all to be one build, so hold on, we're gonna copy, paste, delete, copy, paste, delete. That way I can see it all at once when I pin it. The air compression is a lot. Oh, that is priority compressor 1. Thank goodness. That helps a little bit. Still no module slots, though, and I don't think they can be affected by beacons, because that would allow you to cheat on power. But air filter 2s can definitely be affected by a module. And small beacon 2. We'll beacon that a little bit. Now, is it worth doing yield in these? That's, I guess, a question. Let's say there's a beacon 2 with speed. Let's find out. 76 megawatts. Ooh, that's kind of more than I thought it would be. So if I put yield here, it does not decrease the power cost. And 76 buildings versus 77. So what? It like reduces a couple of air filters, I guess. Is that what's happening? Yeah. Not a big difference. And we already have yield here, where I think it probably is worthwhile. Yeah, definitely worthwhile. Now the output is a decent amount of energy back for... So each of these is 18 kilojoules. Each of these is 4. What's 18 times 500? 90, 100, which is 9,000. So I get 9 megawatts back from that. So this actually feels really wasteful now that I'm thinking about it, because we're spending a ton of, well, most of the energy is electrolyzing actually, which won't matter. And I don't think it changes anything whether you're electrolyzing into compressed or not, but we can at least look at that. It's probably easier to just build an electrolyzer. Because I was going to say we're wasting a lot of energy by compressing on the front end, because we could just use the carbon dioxide and then compress the methane. And that would actually be... Or even just compressing the output carbon dioxide, because we're probably going to ditch a lot of the nitrogen anyway, and we could just compress the residual gas, compress the nitrogen we need to, vent the rest, rather than have to turn the compressed nitrogen back into power. But I think that actually gets us less distilleries. Because if we were to do it the other way, we would need compressors on the back end, and we need more distilleries in the first place. Because, unless I'm mistaken, the compressed versions run twice as fast. but maybe that's wrong. So like that would be this versus this. So yeah, it's the same exact ingredients, but only twice as long, and compressed versions are 4 times the quantity. So we need half as many distilleries to do the compressed, which ends up saving, in this case, 3.5 megawatts. Anyway, so not that bad. So, the electrolyzer thing though, let's check that out. Does that actually save me electricity? So I definitely need to up some of my requests here. What are these? Electrolyzer stacked at 20, so I should have 20. Okay, so these two, water electrolysis, pressurized versus not. We output, is that slightly less? What's 40? 32 times 4. 120, 128 versus 140. I assume that's the same ratio, 45 over 140 is the same as 40 over 128. 321, 428, 3215. Yeah, it's within a percent, 0.1% even. So then what am I trying to say? So this is actually more efficient because it gives me compressed output. So definitely want that version, which is what I assumed. It's only a tiny bit slower in terms of how much water it uses per second, but then I don't need any compressors. But again, that comes, well, it doesn't come at a cost. I was going to say it comes at the cost of giving me non-compressed oxygen, but because we can actually use this oxygen as energy, it actually ends up probably being cheaper in terms of power. Even though it's slightly slower, I'm guessing if we turn that into power, we get it all back. So this is, unless I'm missing something, the best way to build it. Now, all of that was just making sure we were doing the right thing. So, I mean, I have all this space, so I'm planning to use it. So we're just kind of giving lots of room between blocks. I'll build the methane block down here. I'll give a decent amount of room away from the bus, because this is going to be a big build. 6. We do need some logistics out here. So there's all the water. Beacons, room for beacons. And then need all that water. Yeah, I like that a little better. And then we also have wastewater, which we can do this thing. The air is the real kicker. This will work fine. So wastewater here. Like so. Let's see, if I click this to this, will that just magically... I mean, it's close. We don't want less than 2. We want less than 1,000. It is less than, not greater than, right? Less. Yeah, we'll provide until it hits 1,000, and then we'll. Okay, so check. And then the water itself gets connected. And that goes to a bank, a massive bank of electrolyzers, which can't use productivity. And it makes sense probably to shift these down by 1 so they line up perfectly. We can just do this, and then we can use the up and down versions of the parallel pipes. And then we can just keep copying that. Until we have everything we need. So I need to use 1,042. Looks like we got just the right amount, which is a pretty insane amount. Is it worth making it 2 smaller blocks? Yeah, we got space. And so now I just need to hook up all the fluids. Yep, that's right. Just copy that down. And do the same thing here. And then we'll connect them around the top, because the flow rates are within 1 pipe's capacity, so I don't have to worry about that. Oxygen. Hydrogen. Perfect. Okay. And... okay, that works, that works. Then we need... air filters, compressors, and distilleries, just to make compressed carbon dioxide. So that's a separate thing. Guess I'll build next to it with room for beacons. I feel like beacons in the middle, and then air filters just outside is the way to do it. Something like this. Let's see if that gets me the amounts that I need. What do we got? Wow, that is not enough still. And what's even worse is the flow rate is far too high, so I'm gonna need to separate it out into like a bunch of different pipes. Like 4 per pipe. Just 1 more set. Is that it? 3120. Maybe 1 more. Probably cheaper to just add 2 more of these than more beacons. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna need distinct pipes going to the compressors. So 4 go to... we'll do something like this, where like these somehow, yeah, we do like this. And then those 4, you know, what about these 4? Yeah, that still fits on a single pipe. These only handle 520 though. So we need 2 of these per the 4 of those, like this. Nitrogen. No, air. Yeah, there we go. So that can handle 1,000. And then we do the same thing here. Yeah, I like it. And then, honestly, I can just copy this whole section. And yeah, if we overbuild it, that's not the worst thing in the world. This is the end game base we're working on, so overbuilding is fine. With all these stupid rocks. You know what? We're gonna do a thing. We are going to say trees, rocks only, and we are gonna frickin' just wreck all the trees and rocks in the entire area. Get demolished. We also need a sensor up here, because this area is not revealed. Okay, perfect. I kind of forgot to connect the outputs of these. I guess we'll do 1 to 3s for all these and rotate that, or rotate it that way. So they're all connected up. Because that can all fit on one pipe. And then we have our distilleries, which in this case it looks like I only need 5 of them. With beacons, I'm sure. 4, 5, 6. Which I know is more than 5, but I'm okay with that. Just overbuilding a smidge never hurts. And we'll make sure to get some beacons up in here. I don't know how many I'll need, so we'll start with that. And then we have to connect up outputs. And power things. That is 840, which is perfect for what we need. 32, 33. Yeah, okay. Got plenty of air. Each of these little groups is producing 50. So we should be getting closer to 1,000 compressed air. So I could add another one of these. And then, so one thing I could do is a top up on the carbon dioxide from the network. Because currently we will have compressed carbon dioxide flowing in to the network from various places. And so I will kind of be inefficient. You know, I should have wasting beacon power here. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Same with the hydrogen. I know I wanted to provide the hydrogen naturally, but I can also have like, hey, if hydrogen's above the 4, because 400 to 1,000 is my gap, which is maybe too small of a gap. I might regret that. Now that I have lots of barrels. I may want to increase that gap, but it's probably okay. So like if we had more than 400, compressed hydrogen barrels, then we should use those instead of these electrolyzers, and that'll save us a lot of power in the long run. And if I have more than 1,000, then I'll vent that into priority. At some point, we'll just set up a big gas priority turbine setup where we just like get rid of all the gases that are too much, the compressed gases. For example, carbon dioxide. Wait, no, sorry, I don't need to set that up because of the way I'm setting up the... Yeah, never mind. I'm doing that on site. Also, we need some more plates here. Come on. Come on, Krydax. Let's make sure we're not living in the dark here. Get some lights going. Lights. Come on. Gotta make sure we can see the beauty of the factory at night. Click. All the clicking. Clicky click. Click. Okay. That should help once they build them. Night vision makes me forget that I need light. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we've already set up the system that will vent in place. Right? Like this will give away compressed hydrogen up to 1,000, and if we have more than that, it'll just vent it. Which is simpler because then I don't need a big compressed hydrogen venter. It's worse in the sense that I won't ever get the power back from the compressed hydrogen. Whereas, because this gives back a decent amount, right? This gives back more compressed hydrogen than the methane it consumes. So we would get back, I don't know what that is, probably about 250 of the 833. We loop it. Which saves us, you know, quite a bit of power actually in the long run. Which I'm not going to worry about that right now, but we can set that up at some point. Kind of in my way. No, it's not. I'm building over here. So, chemical plant. I don't remember how many it was. We'll just do 6. Rest. Or, wait, what are we even making? Yeah, we're making methane, compressed methane. Where is that? Oh, it's just right here. Methanol. No, that's methanol. Oh, it's right beneath. Methane pressurized. They look exactly the same, right? Am I missing something? Oh, it's a liquid methane symbol rather than a gas methane symbol. Because it's compressed. So we'll get those all set up. And in this case, the water could be recycled, but is that even worth it? 952. Oh, I'm not actually making enough water. Is that 1060? 1080. Perfect. Just forgot to pick this up. Yeah, this water is so cheap. I'm not going to worry about it. Not fast enough? 960 fresh water? No, it is not. We need some more here. Is that enough? 1260. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that water is just not worth recycling. I don't think. Because the power cost of the water in the first place is such a small percentage of this whole block. So I'll just ditch the water and barrel the methane. And then we need the hydrogen. Cross. Here we go. Now, what do I need to do here? I guess we need to hook this up. There we go. Now here, it seems reasonable since I've got plenty to throw some efficiency in there. That'll save a decent amount of power. And I don't really need a ton more speed in the first place, right? 242, yeah, 288. And, you know, I think this is way more graphite than I'm going to need, which is why I'm not overbuilding this to like 300 or 400. And what's awesome is I can literally just copy this later if I need a ton more methane. So, I didn't want to build something absolutely massive. But yeah, there we go. And we need yield on these. And that gets me up to 110. So we are in dire need of some beaconing here. You know, I should have moved things a little closer so the beacons can affect both. Let's do that. Granted, this is kind of annoying because I can only fit one beacon every 5, but that's still better than beacons being back here. And then this. I guess it doesn't really matter where I put it because it's not going to line up with the spacing either way. So move these over. Yes, that'll do it. Because then we get some free quote-unquote beacons. That can still do 292, which was plenty. Construction bots waiting for you. Oh, here they come. Okay. So that rate is 174, which is still not quite enough. We'll just make another one. Should do it. All right. And then, because barreling is still slow as heck, we need 4 of these barreling pumps. Methane, fill, press methane barrel. And we'll do, it's 20 barrels per. So, I guess I can just set a condition on these. Compressed methane barrel is, I mean, 400 is my number, right? So as long as all together we have 400, good to go. And then the water we decided was needing to be ditched. Guess we can do the T. That's a little better. Okay, and then the nitrogen. Let's see, compressed residual gas. We need the active gas barreling set up. Well, we actually want this for both. So we want it for both things. And this one is trace. No. What's it called? Residual gas, but compressed. Oh no, we don't have compressed residual gas barreling. Shucks. Oh, geez. Wait, no, that's something else. What the heck? Compressed residual gas. Is there just no such thing? Residual gas, compressed residual gas. No, it just can't be barreled. Interesting. Well, in that case, we don't want this setup. We want a tank. A large tank too should do it. And we're gonna pump this to full pressure. And we'll just do an overflow on... Now these can only go up to 90. That's pretty annoying. Because this can hold up to 110% pressure. So... we're just going to do a circuit condition. And 250,000. So if residual gas is greater than 245,000, then we will get rid of it. And then here, I'm pretty sure we can barrel, yeah, compressed nitrogen. Nitrogen, compressed barrel. Okay. And we're short on hydrogen, probably because of the oxygen issue. So we do need another active gas barreling. We kind of need 2 of them. Just because of the amounts. If I'm actually consuming that much, I don't want to miss out on free compressed oxygen. So that'll work better in the long run. And then this is a straight. And this is a T. There we go. So those can only barrel 50 per second, and we're producing 432. No. So. Okay, good. It is emptying out. Just takes a second here. Alright. We also need some serious storage on this end of the world. I haven't put any storage nearby. Okay, there we go. Compressed methane complete. We now can check off the list. Which means graphite boxes should be forthcoming up here. Please? Please say yes. Yeah, there they are. Graphite box. Sweet. Okay, so provide those, and that should be lots and lots of graphite. Awesome, awesome. Actually slightly faster than one can keep up with. Granted, that's not going to run at full speed for very long. I think these deliveries need to be a bit more... do 100 each. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, this episode has gotten a little long, but I think we can call it quits now that we've got our compressed graphite boxes. And that actually means we are now officially running our iron ingots. And so the iron ingot boxes are running, and that's coming up here, getting provided we'll do 3 rows. And then that is getting delivered. And so we are getting all sorts of boxes. We got iron plate boxes. I don't actually understand. Oh. Well, we have to actually request things for these to be provided. So then we'll have that. And because we are making hydrochloric acid and we aren't making lubricant yet, so it'll wait a bit on this stuff. Oh, crap. This is completely wrong. This needs to move 1 square to the right. All of this. I didn't even leave room for the requester chests. I don't know what happened there. But that'll get fixed. And we want to request the plate boxes for that. Once those get built, I'll help out. Oop, not 2 clicks. That's way too many boxes for one crafter. Okay, there we go. Alright. So that's all great. We just need lubricant on the list, creation list. Lubricant, add. Methane can be checked off the list. Sludge, removal, checked off the list. Perfect. Voiding list, stone, gravel, mineral dust. That's all going to be part of the same build. And we'll do that next. Okay. And then this carbon dioxide, how much do we actually get back, given how much we've put in? So, for 3, let's try to measure closer to whole numbers. It's not quite right. Okay, well, it's for 3-ish boxes of graphite, we get back 350 carbon dioxide, which in compressed numbers is like 70, 80, 82. So we get back about 80 compressed carbon dioxide for 3 boxes. So a third of this is about 80 compressed methane. And 80 compressed methane is... Oh. We get back most of the CO2 that we used to make the graphite. Am I crazy in that? Because the CO2 is about a 5 to 4, and then methane to graphite is about a 30 to 1. 5 to 4, 30 to 1. 30 being 4 up to 5, increased by 25%. 25% of 30 is a fourth of 30, which is 7.5. So 37.5, working your way back to carbon dioxide in terms of compressed carbon dioxide. So 1 box of graphite used about 37.5 compressed carbon dioxide. But then if we go back to our iron, where even is that? Didn't I just make that? Yeah, our boxed iron. Oh, we never did make it the right way. But just, we can at least do the boxed iron ingot. So the amount that uses divided by 0.97. So we get back about 25 compressed carbon dioxide if we recompress this. And we just said we used about 37.5. Ooh, okay. So at least in this context, it definitely seems worth it basically this is all I was figuring out, is should I recompress this? And the answer's a definitive yes. We get 400 per second, which is going to be 2 of the active gas barrelings with compression. I don't really like the shape of this. I feel like I could improve this, but at least if there's 2 of them, but I guess I can just do 1 on each side. Like that. What's the compressor rate on carbon dioxide? Oh, plenty. Okay. So it's the barreling that is still the main issue. And then carbon dioxide, fill, and then these guys, carbon dioxide. Okay. And so then it actually is worth, to save ourselves a lot of power here, this being a top up to 30, this having an extra input on an unbarreling, 400 divided by 4, so we need 100 per second. So 2 of these. Compressed CO2 emptying, but only if compressed CO2 is greater than 400. Okay. There we go. So that'll give us some good CO2 recycling, save us power for methane, specifically when it's meant to make graphite. Okay, well, this episode has gone very long, so thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all next time.